President's Day is always an exciting time. Down in Olympia, we get a lot of different visitors. And this year we had UFCW down here. They are basically our retail clerks. They came to visit. We also had folks from SEIU, from our nurses and our home care workers. And I was really fortunate to get to speak to them and reminded them that wearing purple down here is an honor as they went around the Capitol. And also our state employees came down to rally. And they do an awful lot of wonderful work for the state of Washington, including corrections. They help our foster care children. So it was great to have the opportunity to meet with them. And our medical interpreters were here. They're very concerned about their program, and it's vital to folks who are going to the doctor who need an interpreter to actually get information about their own health care. Payday lending is something I'm very concerned about. And we passed House Bill 1709 actually 2 years ago. And what it did is it set a number of loans, maximum number of loans that people can get in a year from a payday lender to 8. It also set a maximum of their actual payment that they receive on payday that could go to a payday lender. So there were limits put around payday lending for the very first time. And what we're seeing right now is it's working. The number of payday loans has dropped by almost 1/3 in the state, and folks who are having trouble paying back their loan are using an installment plan that we built into that legislation. I'm an ex-banker, and I believe when you give a loan out to someone, you have to make sure they can repay. So what we were having happen with payday lenders is folks were becoming trapped in a cycle of debt. They'd go in and get a loan, couldn't repay it, would get another loan, couldn't repay it, and at 391% interest, those loans escalate quickly. Now folks are actually going into an installment plan at no additional charge, paying off their debt, and being really good consumers. So I'm concerned because there is a move afoot to change that legislation. I think right now it's working and we shouldn't be going forward with any changes. But I also have a bill that addresses internet lending. Right now some folks are moving to the internet. And even though in this state you don't have to repay that debt, it is not enforceable, people do. So what this does is say that folks are gathering your personal information and that you think they're giving you a loan. They aren't. They're selling your personal information to someone who then gives you a loan. We will bring those folks who are gathering that information under our laws in the state. Senator Rockefeller, who is from Bainbridge, has actually been the lead on that legislation, and I'm his vice chair in Environment, Water, and Energy. And we are making progress. Senator Rockefeller's bill moved out of our committee, and it actually, at this point in time, requires the coal plant to make changes to the way their emissions are going in the near term and then shut the plant down by 2020. Because of that legislation, there is ongoing negotiations right now between the environmental community and TransAlta, which is the coal plant. And we're looking forward to seeing the results of that because it's important. The mercury emissions from that plant and the carbon dioxide are major problems for the state of Washington. The Clean Water Jobs Act right now is moving forward slowly. It's a great bill for the environment because we clean up stormwater. It also creates jobs. Our local cities and counties right now have federal requirements to improve their treatment of stormwater. So they have old infrastructure or they may need completely new infrastructure. And this particular legislation puts a 1% fee on pollution products at the first point that they enter the state and then helps clean that up. So we create jobs. We also clean up stormwater. It's good for Puget Sound and it's good for our state, and I'm hoping we can keep it moving. The signature gathering bill moved out of our committee this week, and I'm very pleased with that. And what it does is modernize the initiative process. We all hold the initiative process in this state near and dear to our hearts. For me, it was the Shoreline Management Act. It was actually a citizens' initiative to protect our shorelines. But more and more paid signature gathering firms are the ones out collecting your signature. So what we're trying to do is make sure that fraud or abuse of the system is not occurring, and we want to be ahead of that particular situation. It has occurred in other states. We've had a couple instances in Washington State. So this bill is the next step forward to modernize our initiative system and recognize that it's not just volunteers anymore. We have paid signature gatherers, and we need to have some controls and oversight. On March 12th, we're having a town hall meeting between Representatives Fitzgibbon, Representative Cody, and myself, and it's at the High Point Community Center. It's going to start at 10 o'clock, and I hope folks can come and give us input. This year we've got lots of problems with the budget. We've got a number of pieces of legislation out there, and we need folks' input at this point in time.